Good evening, folks. I wanted to go over probably one of the most time-tested and often misunderstood drills in handgun shooting, and that's what they call the Mozambique drill, also known as the failure to stop, and in some law enforcement circles they call it the body armor drill. And simply put, it's the old 2 shots to the body, or 2 shots to the chest, however you want to put it, and 1 shot to the head. Now, where that drill came from, Jeff Cooper, who founded Gunsight Academy, and long been a shooting advocate, Marine, I mean, you name it, this guy had been lots of places, done lots of things. And the story was relayed to him by an operator. It was within the, I believe it was a Rhodesian Civil War, and it was in Mozambique. And I believe it actually happened somewhere around 1974 or 75. I believe the story was relayed to him in 79 of an operator who encountered a resistance fighter armed with an AK-47. And the operator had a Browning high power. And he fired 2 shots to the chest. And the guy with the AK didn't drop. So he fired 1 shot to the head. And he actually hit him in the neck. And that severed the spine and dropped him right there where he stood. And Jeff Cooper decided this would be a good drill to learn, and it became several things. It became failure to stop. It became, you know, LAPD picked up and they took it on as far as law enforcement. That's where the failure to stop came from. And the reason they didn't want to use Mozambique drill is because of the racial overtones. So they came up with failure to stop. That's where it came from there. And the problem is, over the years, is that has been turned into more of a game. Jeff Cooper, when he did this and he advocated this type of drill, it wasn't being able to fire 3 shots as fast as possible. That's not how this works. Because you fire your first 2 shots, and the whole thought process behind this is, okay, your target is either not going down, or he's failing to respond, and that could be, again, because body armor, could be because of narcotics, just the fact that he's still standing. And so the 3rd shot was a deliberate, well-placed shot to the head. Because a lot of people, you see when they do it, you'll see videos, and tons of videos online, it's bam, bam, bam. That's not how that drill is meant to be performed. That drill is meant to be performed as bam, 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 just like that. That type of rhythm. You can do it even a little slower. Just like that. It's within a couple of seconds. And my next video, I'm hoping after this is going to be, I'm going to be showing you how that drill actually works. And where you can see how that drill is performed live, and how it's not trying to fire those 3 shots as quick as you can rip them off. That's not how that's meant to be performed. Now, if you can do that, fine, phenomenal. That's not what it's meant for, because if you go bam, 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 okay, those 2 shots have hit that target, whatever, you know, that in real cases, this is a person, and if you fire that 3rd shot that fast, I mean, granted, it's self-defense, but you know, it's failure to stop. If you fire 3 shots and rip them off that fast, you've got to be wary of where that, if you do miss with that 3rd shot. Remember, in self-defense shooting, you've got to count for every one of those bullets. If you're trying to blast that 3rd round out there as fast as possible, and you miss, and it hits someone else, goes through a wall, you can understand where the legal ramifications are coming from. You want to make sure that 3rd shot is well aimed and very precise, very deliberate. Because you're trying, I mean, granted, gunfights are gunfights, or, you know, things happen, and I'm not going to sit there and say how, you know, everything happens in them, because, again, no one's an expert on everything like this. But that whole thing was meant to be a deliberate 3rd shot. You know, so again, if you see somebody just take on and ripping off that 3rd shot as fast as possible, that's not, I mean, granted, if you can do it and you can put that 3rd shot every single time within, you know, that cranial, and you don't want to just make a wild shot to the head. You want to hit that triangle. Imagine a triangle between your eyes down to your nose to where your mouth is. It's an inverted triangle. That's that area you want to put that bullet in, because sometimes a headshot won't be what you wanted either. If bullets have deflected, plenty of medical cases where a bullet has deflected off somebody's forehead. Forehead bone is pretty thick. Unless you're shooting something like a 357 Magnum 45, something with a lot of power to it and a lot of penetration, even a hollow point off a 45 might not go through that, because again, a guy's forehead, they're pretty thick. So, and as far as ranges go with this, I see a lot of guys doing this within 1-2 yards. That's, again, this is meant to be around a 5 to 7 yard drill. So again, this is just a setup for this. I'm going to be doing this on the range. I will show you how this is done, and we will go from there. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what the Mozambique drill is, and how it's supposed to be done, and how it's not meant to be a timed event where you're scoring for points. This is a serious drill, like any self-defense drill is. It's meant to be serious, and it's meant to be taken seriously and performed that way. It's not meant to be, ooh, look how fast I can shoot this, and because if you're not doing that third shot precisely, you're going to miss, and again, legal ramifications. So, I'll leave it there for right now, folks, and we'll move on to the next thing when I can.